1 second later, and here we have it. Because I know those large videos take a long time. And I've tried everything to speed it up, even changed my IP. But it still takes it's forever. I think because they're quite big and I've got them high quality. I don't know how to say it in the proper lingo, but it's high quality video, so I don't want to skimp on that. But it does take longer. What I'm going to try and do is find an in-between one. Let's try 2. A little bit wider. Oh, that's easier. Good. For those of you who are new to this pen and ink patterning, try not to rush things. Just slow down and enjoy yourself. It doesn't have to be finished quickly. All it is something to pass the time away and to relax your mind and enjoy. There's nobody waiting for it. And no matter what pattern you do, it's going to turn out fantastic. Imagine if any artist who starts a work thinks, well, this one's going to be fabulous when it's finished. I mean, there'd be just no holding back, would there? If I thought that all my paintings were going to turn out beautiful, well, they have so far, but if you say to an artist, your painting is going to be beautiful, they would just love it. If your work is guaranteed to be beautiful, and I guarantee if you do this, they're all beautiful. It just can't not be beautiful. It's all beautiful. So if you want a bit of beauty in your life and a relaxing time doing it, do one of these. But warning you, it's pretty addictive. Sitting at my mum's thinking, oh, I need to get back and do and connect again so I can relax. I gave Mum a little small diary with a pattern in. For those of you who haven't seen it, it's something like this. Small little 2024 diary with a personalized pattern inside. Little bookmark that I drew up. And she thinks I'm very, very clever. Thinks it's brilliant. So every time she goes to the dining room, meets up with the other residents there, she tells them what I did and how brilliant I am. Nice. You probably think, oh God, here comes Ingrid again to brag about her daughter. think are so bloody sick of hearing about me. Oh well. I hadn't thought of that before. I mean, if she repeats herself constantly to me, I'm hearing the same story for the last 5 years. Stories. They must hear it over and over again. But a lot of them are hard of hearing, so they would miss half of what she says. A lot of the time she talks quite quietly, whispers. I say to her, speak up, can't hear you. She realizes she's been whispering. Anyhow, I keep getting off the subject of this work and how fabulous it's going to be. And your work is going to be fabulous at the end of the day. Guaranteed. And relax your mind. If you don't want to hear me jabbering on, switch the sound off and put on your favorite music. I wouldn't mind a bit. It's so satisfying doing this. Time consuming, yes, I know. It takes too long. My brother said, oh my God. Showed him when I started doing these. Oh, Alf, I've started a project, putting things online. Oh, yeah. Now he watches all manner of crap, people building watches and stuff like that. Anyway, he watched about, it wouldn't have been more than 20 seconds of me in the first one I did. And he said, my God, it's like watching paint dry. Well, it's not meant for you. It's meant for people who like doing stuff like this. And then my little nephew, who's 10, had a discussion with my grandson, who's 12, and they decided I should speed it up because that's what people want you to speed things up. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that because this is what I want to do. This is the speed I wanted so that people can do it at the same time I'm doing it. Otherwise, they won't do it because if it's at warp speed, as one of my ladies said, that's such a sweet thing to say. I laughed when I read that. But she's right. If it's at warp speed, then you don't do it. You think that's too hard. But this way, you actually see how simple it is to do. How very, very simple. Turn the page around. Try and get it in a position of comfort. And I'll start here. I'm feeling heaps more relaxed than I was earlier, I can tell you that. Just about tearing all my hair out earlier. Because, you know, in situations like that, you have to remain calm, which is quite difficult to do for me. Funny enough, if it's a stranger that's driving a bit crazy, you're going to put up a lot more, you'll have a lot more patience than if it's someone you know. Strange that. But anyway, I'm sure she doesn't dare to annoy me. She just can't remember having told me before. She was born in Sweden in 1920. And she was telling me the house they lived in is 200 years old. And down at the bottom of the garden was a stream where the salmon used to swim. So she was brought up eating salmon, a lot of salmon, fresh salmon. And I think that's probably why she's lived to this massive age. With a relatively smooth skin and everything, so I think all the fat from the salmon. And she tells me stories about going to church at Christmas time. They didn't really go much during the year, they weren't religious. They always went Christmas and Easter. And at Christmas time, having to go in a sled, that her grandfather had to get out and clear the way for the horse that was dragging the sled, because the horse couldn't get through, there was so much snow. So he had to get out and clear the snow so the horse could go through. And the church supplied shelter for the horse while they were in the church. So all the horses of the people who had gone to church were housed in a stable, a nice warm stable for the horses. That's sweet. She said her and her sisters were bundled up in fur, sitting next to each other as small children. So she remembers that distinctly. And that her grandfather had a handlebar moustache that was waxed in the ends. And they thought he was very, very funny, because when he ate food, when they all ate at the same table, the food used to get stuck on his moustache. But the children were not allowed to laugh at the table or talk. So her and her sisters would try not to laugh. Well, they didn't dare laugh because they'd get into heaps of trouble if they did. Because they were instructed that they were not to laugh because that would upset the great uncle or father or whatever with a big handlebar moustache and the food caught in it. And she stayed in Sweden and she worked there as a milliner, designing and making hats for 20 years in one company. Used to go to fashion shows that showed the different fashions with the hats. And when she left there in 1966 to marry my father, who had 6 children. It was kind of brave of a woman who'd never had children of her own to marry a man from Africa, so far away, Zambia, so far away from Sweden, because he landed up there. He was also Swedish, but he landed up there in the 1930s as a gold digger in Tanganyika and married my mother, who was 15 years younger than he was. When my mother passed away, he married my stepmom, Ingrid. He just couldn't be alone. It was just not in his nature to be alone. He needed a woman to look after him. So I married this woman, and she's been my stepmother ever since. She's been very good to us. I don't think we gave her a hard time though, because she was so sweet and so nice. Not like some horror stories you hear about step parents, but she wasn't horrible. She was very, very nice. And she cooked beautifully, and we were always hungry. It was a win-win. Oops, don't rush. Esther, don't rush. Look at that. That looked fabulous. Told you it could look good. You'll find when you're doing this, you keep putting your head back thinking, oh, isn't that beautiful? And that's exactly what I'm doing now. Doesn't that look fabulous? I started watching an Indian TV series called, what is it called now? The Night Manager. I know there's an English Night Manager, which was brilliant, but this is called The Night Manager. It's very good. Very, very good. And I'm quite fussy with what I watch. This is really good. How did I get onto Indian one? Because I watched Breathe Into the Shadows. That was an Indian show. Jeez, that was good. That's called Breathe Into the Shadows. Phew, that was some show to watch. I really thoroughly enjoyed that one. I thought, oh, I never thought of giving Indian shows. All I think is the dancing. I don't want to watch. Don't particularly want to watch a lot of that. But it's not like Bollywood type thing. This is like drama. And drama, you can barely imagine the drama that they go through. So, guys, if you're looking for a show, Breathe Into the Shadows. And the one that I'm watching now, The Night Manager. Very good. And don't rush, Esther. I know you think you're coming to the end, but you're not. You've got all that. There's no good rushing. You're not going to finish it in 5 minutes anyway. No, I'm not mad. I just have to remind myself to slow down. I've always been like that, always in a hurry to do something. Rush through everything. Wow, doesn't that look brilliant? I really like it. You've got all that. How long has that taken me, that tiny little bit? 21 minutes. Cool. I can continue here. And sticking to the page. Giving my air conditioner a break, but I may have to switch it on in a minute. I mean, I've slowed right down, slowly working away, drinking a 0 sugar. Oh, I hope you didn't hear my throat going there. Delicious. I did a couple of my videos, quite marked my skin. A couple of my videos, I think I did 2. I thought, oh, I'll make my hands look better. I'll put some foundation on my hands so that you don't see the marks. And I did that for a couple of videos. And then I thought, to hell with it. Eventually get to an age where you don't really, you are what you are. You look like what you look like, and there's no getting away from it. I mean, I can put foundation on my hands to make them look younger, but at the end of the day, I couldn't be bothered. But I did for a couple of them, if the thought ever entered your head. But I don't think people are looking at my hands when they do. Just look at the patterning. Excuse the hands. But age is age. And there isn't a hell of a lot you can do about it, unless you've got squillions of money, that you can get all sorts of things done. I saw a thing the other day that they can freeze fat away. Freeze fat away. Can you imagine? I don't know if you can freeze fat away, but I don't know. Maybe you can. But like anything, I think it would cost squillions of dollars. So just be proud of what you have and what you've achieved in this life. And you're doing Zen patterning now. God, is there anything more in life that you could need or want? I suppose a lot of things, but this is the best, isn't it? I enjoy this so much. And you can look back every few seconds and think, wow, isn't that beautiful? And don't rush. See what I just did then? It's not annoying at all. You can always fix it up. Try not to rush. Don't rush. Doesn't that look beautiful, guys? Very happy with that. I've left quite a few white spots. And try not to leave white spots, but it's inevitable, especially if you have such tiny little pens like this. Yep. You look back and you admire your work. Doesn't that look fantastic? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Wow. I'm so happy the way it's turning out. Isn't it beautiful? Let's see how long this video is. That's 2 today. It's already 38 minutes. What we can do, which looks particularly... Oh, no, hang on a second. We've got this one as well. Woohoo! So... what to do. When you're undecided, I might stop the video now. I have not decided. I might take a break, fix up some lines here and there that are hurting my eyes, only because I'm fussy. Doesn't that look beautiful, guys? Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. There's the picture. I'll look at it that way around. Isn't that lovely? Oh, that way around. That way around. That's quite nice that way. And that way. Thank you for watching, and I'm so glad you're enjoying everything. Have a great, wonderful day. Bye for now.